Prince Harry thought he had escaped. When he left England and settled in Montecito, he believed he had finally created a sanctuary beyond the reach of palace politics, beyond the judgment of his family, beyond the shadow of his older brother. California was supposed to be his refuge, his safe space, the one place on earth where he could build a life without looking over his shoulder. But according to palace insiders who are now breaking their silence, that safety was always an illusion, because Prince William has reportedly been planning something that Harry never saw coming, a full-scale California invasion scheduled for the summer that will allegedly bring the Prince of Wales directly into Harry's backyard, not for reconciliation, not for family healing, but for something far more calculated and far more devastating. Want to know what William is really planning? Sources claim this is not a simple royal visit. This is a strategic strike designed to humiliate Harry on his own territory, to prove to the world that even in exile, Harry cannot escape his brother's power. Word from those close to the situation suggests Harry only recently discovered the full scope of William's plans. And when he learned what his brother intends to do, how he plans to do it, and who is helping him execute this invasion, Harry was reportedly furious. Not hurt, not disappointed, furious, because this is not brotherly competition. According to insiders, this is William's ultimate revenge, and Harry is powerless to stop it. To understand why William is allegedly planning this California invasion, you need to go back to the early days of Harry and Meghan's departure. Long before the Oprah interview, long before the Netflix documentary, long before the memoir, there were private conversations between the brothers that nobody witnessed. Sources familiar with those early exchanges claim that William did not respond with anger when Harry first announced he was leaving. He responded with cold calculation. People close to the Prince of Wales suggest he immediately began thinking strategically, not about how to bring Harry back, but about how to ensure Harry's departure would ultimately strengthen the monarchy rather than damage it. Word from palace insiders claims William understood something fundamental that Harry did not. That distance creates perspective. That time reveals truth. And that eventually the public would grow tired of Harry's complaints and start questioning his choices. So William reportedly did not fight Harry's exit. He facilitated it. He allegedly pushed for the clean break, for the removal of titles and patronages, for the severing of official ties. Because sources say William believed that giving Harry complete freedom would eventually expose the Sussex venture as unsustainable. And then William waited. He watched Harry struggle to find purpose in California. He observed the failed business ventures, the declining public sympathy, the growing isolation. And according to insiders close to William's thinking, he recognized the perfect moment to strike, when Harry is weakest, when his California dream is crumbling, when his marriage is reportedly strained and his finances stretched thin. That is when William allegedly decided to bring the full weight of royal prestige directly to Harry's doorstep, not to reconcile, but to demonstrate that even in California, even in exile, Harry remains in William's shadow and can never escape it. Never. This is where the story shifts from strategy to personal betrayal. So when did Harry discover what William was planning, and how did he find out? According to sources close to both brothers, Harry allegedly learned about William's California plans, not from official channels, but through backdoor whispers. Someone loyal to Harry reportedly heard palace staff discussing the trip and leaked the information before it was publicly announced. And when Harry processed what he was hearing, when he understood the full scope of what William intended, insiders claim his reaction was immediate and volcanic, because this was not just another royal tour. Word from those familiar with the planning suggests William is allegedly preparing the most high-profile California
We need
visit
to stand together
by a senior
on
royal
this
in years.
for the family
A tour that
and
will
the
reportedly include meetings with tech billionaires Harry has been trying to court. appearances at charities Harry once supported, events in Los Angeles neighborhoods where Harry hoped to build influence, and most devastating, according to sources, meetings with Hollywood power players who have quietly distanced themselves from the Sussexes. People close to Harry claim he felt this as a direct attack, an invasion of the one space he thought was his own. But here's what makes it personal rather than just strategic. Sources suggest Harry allegedly reached out to William when he first heard rumors of the California trip. He reportedly asked his brother privately to reconsider, to choose different cities, to avoid the obvious humiliation of bringing royal glamour to Harry's own territory. And William, according to insiders, allegedly refused, not with anger, with indifference. Word from those familiar with the exchange claims, William's response was essentially that California is not Harry's private kingdom, that the Prince of Wales can visit anywhere he chooses, and that if Harry feels threatened by royal presence in America, perhaps he should examine why his own position is so insecure. That response, sources say, cut Harry deeper than any public statement ever could, because it proved that William sees him not as a brother to protect, but as a rival to defeat. As news of William's planned California invasion began spreading through royal circles and California society, reactions split in ways that reveal the true power dynamics at play. Want to know how the palace really feels about William bringing the monarchy to Harry's doorstep?
It's crucial we present a united
Inside
front for the
Buckingham
family and the
Palace,
public.
sources say there is overwhelming support for William's strategy. Senior advisors reportedly view this California trip as brilliant positioning that accomplishes multiple goals simultaneously. It demonstrates that the royal family is modern and engaged with American interests. It creates positive headlines that will overshadow whatever Harry and Meghan attempt. And most importantly, according to insiders, it proves to the world that the institution Harry abandoned is thriving without him. These are the voices arguing that William's trip will be a masterclass in soft power, showing American audiences what real royalty looks like compared to Harry's struggling celebrity existence. King Charles, meanwhile, is reportedly conflicted. Word from those close to the monarch suggests he understands the strategic value of William's California plans, but worries about the personal toll on Harry. Sources claim Charles has privately expressed concern that this visit will make reconciliation even more impossible, that it will deepen the wounds between his sons beyond any hope of healing. But according to palace insiders, Charles has been overruled by William and by advisors who believe family sentiment cannot interfere with institutional strategy. And in California, the reactions are even more divided. Hollywood power players who once embraced Harry allegedly see William's visit as an opportunity to realign with the winning side of royal politics. Tech billionaires in Silicon Valley reportedly view a meeting with the future king as more valuable than any connection to an exiled prince. Even some of Harry's supposed allies, according to sources, are quietly making arrangements to attend William's events, to be photographed with the Prince of Wales, to position themselves on the side that clearly holds more power. This creates a nightmare scenario for Harry. He cannot publicly oppose his brother's visit without looking petty and territorial. He cannot attend William's events without appearing subordinate. And he cannot ignore the invasion without watching his California influence evaporate as everyone who matters shifts their attention to William. He is trapped, and William allegedly knows it. But here's what most people don't know. What exactly is William planning that has Harry so furious? The whispers emerging from palace planning sessions and California advance teams paint a picture of a trip specifically designed to humiliate Harry on every possible level. The first whisper involves William's alleged plans to meet with Netflix executives. According to sources familiar with the itinerary, William is reportedly scheduling a private dinner with senior Netflix leadership, not to pitch projects, but to discuss the royal family's approach to media partnerships and streaming content. Insiders suggest this is a direct shot at Harry and Meghan's failing Netflix relationship, a way of showing that the real royal family can engage with the streaming giant on far better terms than the Sussexes ever achieved. The meeting allegedly sends a message that Netflix bet on the wrong royals. The second whisper is even more calculated. Word from those familiar with William's California plans suggests he is allegedly meeting with several billionaire philanthropists who Harry has been trying to court for Archewell funding. Sources claim William's team specifically targeted individuals who had shown interest in Harry's initiatives but never fully committed. By meeting with them personally, by bringing the prestige of the future king to their causes, William allegedly aims to permanently close those funding doors for Harry. This is not accidental overlap. According to insiders, this is strategic poaching disguised as royal diplomacy. The third whisper cuts deepest. Multiple sources claim William is allegedly planning events in Los Angeles, neighborhoods where Harry once did charity work, visiting organizations Harry used to support before moving to California. People familiar with the planning suggest William will highlight the ongoing work of these charities, praise their continued efforts, and subtly remind everyone that real royal commitment to causes does not require exile or publicity stunts. The implication, according to insiders, is that Harry abandoned these organisations when he left royal life, while William continues supporting communities globally. And the fourth whisper is what reportedly sent Harry into fury. Sources suggest William's team has allegedly been coordinating with California social figures who were once close to Harry and Meghan, but have since distanced themselves. These people are reportedly being invited to exclusive events during William's visit, creating photo opportunities that will show them embracing the Prince of Wales while the Duke of Sussex watches from the sidelines. This allegedly transforms former allies into visible proof that William commands more loyalty and respect than Harry ever could. To understand how this California invasion was orchestrated, you need to understand the architects who made it possible. So who convinced William that bringing royal power directly to Harry's territory was the perfect strategy? Two figures emerge as the masterminds behind this calculated strike. The first is a senior palace advisor who sources describe as a strategic thinker with deep understanding of American media and power dynamics. Insiders claim this advisor recognized that Harry's greatest vulnerability is his isolation in California, his dependence on the idea that he has built something valuable independent of the monarchy. And this advisor reportedly proposed to William that the best way to expose that vulnerability is to demonstrate royal superiority on American soil. People familiar with the planning sessions claim this advisor meticulously researched which California institutions matter most to Harry's public image, which relationships Harry has been cultivating, which donors he has been pursuing, and then allegedly designed William's itinerary to intersect with every single one of them, not subtly, obviously. The goal, according to sources, is to force California's elite to choose between the exiled prince and the future king. And the advisor reportedly assured William that when given that choice, they will choose power over sympathy every time. This person allegedly helped William understand that Harry's California position only exists because the real royals have not challenged it. And that one properly executed visit could collapse Harry's entire West Coast influence. The second architect is even more influential. Word from palace circles points to connections within the British government who allegedly see William's California trip as valuable soft diplomacy that serves national interests beyond royal family drama. Sources suggest these government figures helped secure high-level meetings, opened doors to tech leaders and entertainment moguls, and provided resources that transformed the visit from a simple tour into a full-scale charm offensive. According to insiders, these architects understood that William's California invasion serves multiple purposes. It strengthens UK-US relations, showcases British soft power, and incidentally destroys Harry's remaining credibility in his adopted home. They allegedly told William that he could accomplish diplomatic goals while simultaneously reminding his brother that escaping the institution does not mean escaping its reach. What makes this situation truly dangerous for Harry is not just the public humiliation William's visit will create. It is what William knows that Harry desperately wants kept hidden. Want to know what leverage William holds that makes this California invasion even more devastating? According to sources close to the royal family, William has allegedly been documenting Harry's struggles in California for years. Not through spies or surveillance, but through the natural flow of information in elite circles. People talk, associates share observations, business partners discuss failed ventures. And according to insiders, William has been quietly collecting all of it. Word from those familiar with William's knowledge suggests he knows exactly how bad Harry's financial situation has become. He allegedly understands which deals have fallen through, which promises to investors have not been met, which bills are mounting. He knows about the staff departures, the strained Hollywood relationships, the declining invitations. And most devastatingly, sources claim William has information about tensions in Harry's marriage that Harry would never want publicly confirmed. This creates a terrifying dynamic for Harry. William is coming to California armed with knowledge of every weakness, every failure, every crack in the facade Harry has worked so hard to maintain. And while William may not use that information explicitly, insiders suggest his very presence will highlight the contrast between Harry's struggling independence and William's institutional power. The invasion is not just about geography. According to those who understand the brothers' dynamics, it is about William demonstrating that he has always known Harry's California dream was unsustainable, that he watched it fail from across the ocean, that he waited for the perfect moment to prove his superiority. And that moment, sources claim, is now. People close to the situation suggest Harry feels completely exposed. He knows William holds evidence of his California failures. He knows his brother is coming specifically to showcase the contrast between real royal power and Harry's fading relevance. And he knows that protesting or fighting back will only make him look weaker. William has allegedly created a scenario where Harry cannot win, cannot fight, cannot even adequately defend himself. Because every action Harry takes in response to this invasion only proves William's point. And now we reach the final moment where all the carefully laid plans converge into an inevitable confrontation. How does Harry survive when his brother brings the full power of the monarchy to his doorstep? Harry stands in California, watching the preparations for William's visit accelerate, knowing that in mere months his brother will arrive with cameras following, elites courting, and success radiating from every carefully orchestrated appearance. Sources close to Harry claim he is tormented by the impossible mathematics of his situation. If he ignores William's visit, he looks irrelevant on his own territory. If he attempts to counter-program with his own events, he looks desperate and petty. If he tries to reconcile and join some of William's appearances, he looks subordinate and defeated. There is no winning move, and William allegedly designed it that way. Word from those familiar with Harry's state of mind suggests he understands this California invasion is not really about diplomacy or royal tours. It is about William proving once and for all that Harry made the wrong choice, that abandoning the institution meant abandoning all real power, that California is not a kingdom but an exile, and that no matter how far Harry runs, he remains forever in his brother's shadow. Those close to the situation claim Harry has explored options to somehow minimize the damage. Private appeals to mutual friends, quiet requests to organisations not to prioritise William's visit, attempts to schedule conflicting events that might draw attention away. But according to insiders, every effort has failed because California's elite understand power dynamics, and when the future king comes calling, the exiled prince becomes irrelevant. What makes this particularly cruel is that Harry allegedly chose California specifically to escape this dynamic. He moved to the one place he thought William's influence could not reach. He built a life far from palace politics and royal hierarchies, and now William is proving that geography changes nothing, that institutional power transcends continents, that Harry's escape was always an illusion. The monarchy comes where it chooses, and when it arrives, everything else fades into background noise. Sources claim Harry knows that William's California visit will mark a turning point, not in their relationship, which is already destroyed, but in how the world perceives their competing narratives. The struggling prince versus the future king, the failed independence versus thriving institution, the California dream versus British reality. And in that competition, insiders suggest William has already won. Because when the invasion comes, when the cameras capture William's success and Harry's absence, when California's power players line up to meet the Prince of Wales while the Duke of Sussex watches from exile, everyone will understand the truth Harry tried to escape. That leaving the palace does not make you free, it makes you forgotten. And William is coming to California to ensure that forgetting is complete, permanent, and absolutely devastating. The invasion begins soon, and Harry can do nothing but wait for the destruction his brother has so carefully planned, because in the end, kingdoms are not defined by geography. They are defined by power, and Harry chose exile precisely because he lost that battle long before he ever left England. William is simply coming to make the defeat official. Subscribe to Royal Unfiltered for more such news. Thanks for watching.